What is up, undead gamers? This is Graveyard here. This is just gonna be my first impressions on Elden Ring Nightreign, which is, you guessed it, a glorified DLC. This could have been DLC for the base game. Maybe like, very long planned, developed DLC. You could have still added it to the game, it would have been fine. But I guess the reason they want to make it a game is because the mechanics here, especially the combat mechanics, are very different from Elden Ring. I know just looking at gameplay and stuff, it looks exactly the same, but it's actually not, and that's all because of how the characters work. The game is all character based, not just you build your own character, you put on whatever armor and whatever swords and stuff. Part of that is still here, but you have a fully made character for you already, and all their skills and stuff are vastly different from each other, and that's what makes this game very different, and something you would probably consider playing if you want a different kind of Souls-like experience. It's not exactly the same as Elden Ring. It's actually pretty refreshing, and I'll get into that. So Elden Ring Nightreign is a roguelite, almost like Battle Royale. It has Battle Royale elements as well, like trying to get as much loot as possible when you jump into the map. The circle comes in closer and closer. I'm not really sure how it exactly works yet. This is just a first impressions video, mostly. I'm not reviewing the whole game yet. I've not beaten the game, definitely not. I haven't got past the first boss yet. This game is really hard. At least the Night Lord boss is super hard. So there are 7 Night Lord bosses, and apparently there's an 8th one that's secret, which that's really cool. That excites me. Yeah, you drop in, and before you drop in, you pick a character. I think there's only like 6 characters available at the start, but you can unlock 2 I know of. You can unlock the Duchess and the Revenant. I really want to play the Revenant, but you have to defeat the first Night Lord boss to get both of them, and then do side quests for both of them. So hopefully I can beat them today. But you drop in, pick your character, and then you get all you run around. You can look on the map. I would say prioritize churches, because there you can upgrade your flask, just like in the base game, kind of. And look for caves as well, because in there you'll find upgrades for your smithing stones for your weapons to upgrade. And then you probably just like go around, and base camps are probably very important. Evergales or Evergoals are very important as well. Get a lot of souls from those bosses, and they're not that hard if you have a good enough team. And so that's kind of how the game works. You just drop in, do all those things. The map doesn't it's the same map every time from what it looks like, except when you get into the later game, I've heard it changes a lot. Like you'll get these like events, and then it's like these events will be like these almost mini maps in of themselves on the map. So I can't wait to see those. Every match you play, there's different enemies. It's randomized, different weapons and stuff. And speaking of the weapons, the character you play as, you might think that you're just restricted to, say you play Recluse, which I've been playing the most, just because she's really unique. I don't know if she's the best. She's pretty complicated to understand. But anyway, say you play Recluse, you're like, I can only play, with a staff, right? I can only play throwing spells at enemies. No, that's actually not correct. You can actually grab pretty much any weapon. It's just that you want to get the weapons that scale to you correctly, right? So you could get a sword that has, I don't know, like a lightning spell, which I got, and it worked out well for me, because how the Recluse works is that you have to draw different types of elemental damage from enemies or teammates, and then you make this like you can grab up to 3 spells, and it'll be these different types of big spells you can throw out. Maybe it'll be a big team buff that gives you more damage, or gives you more health, or shields you, or gives you more FP, or you'll do a giant gravity bomb spell, or you'll do like this giant lightning spell. You'll have this magic sword you can throw out. So I need to, if I get a lightning sword, I can apply that lightning, pull it off, and switch to my staff, apply like glintstone magic, pull that off, and then I have that. And then maybe I have like a sword or staff with an ice spell, apply that, and then boom, I have 3 different elemental statuses that I pulled off and all that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the game is a lot different, and you can pick any weapon. I saw a recluse with a great sword, which I would not recommend because her dodge sucks. She's not a dodging character. You want to stay, outside, kind of outside the fight, and throw spells in, and you're kind of like a support, especially if you get those support spells in. So but for other characters like Wilder, you can just jump in, grapple in, and go crazy. And I think you have more dexterity as Wilder, and he's very much more offensive and basic. So if you want your basic John Nightreign character, John Elden Ring, play Wilder. But there's so many different character types and ways to play in this game. Like, you have an archer character, which I haven't played yet, but he's totally just bow based, which is awesome. I can't wait to play him. It's just it's just all different, and it's a really good way to mix up gameplay and to make it not feel stale. That's the real strong point of the game, is the characters. The map is really good too. It's a variation of Limgrave, but it feels dense enough that, you feel like, I feel like this is a good thing. Every match you're kind of gonna miss something. You're not gonna get everything, right? So maybe next match you're like, oh, I need to go there next time. Like, that looks cool. There's probably a mini boss over there. There's a wizard tower. I could maybe get something out of there. So there's options that you can think of getting later, right? And then when you complete a match, which I mostly lost my matches because this is pretty hard, you will get these relics at the end, and they're very randomized. Oh, before I talk about that, after every boss you fight, like main night boss, not like Night Lord boss, but after you pass a day, they'll drop this thing where you can get a different buff or weapon or whatever. And these can be really fun, especially when I was playing Recluse. Like, I got somewhere, if I would just dodge, a lightning would spawn and damage enemies, which was pretty cool. Of course, it had a cooldown, but it was kind of awesome, even though it didn't do much damage. And then I got like another one which caused like just like glintstone magic to come from the sky and rain down, which, I don't know, they have fun mods like that. So there's the roguelite aspect right there that just makes the game infinitely more replayable. But anyways, when you complete a match or die or whatever, you'll get these relics. They're random. You get back to the round table hold, and when you get there, you can equip up to, I think, 3 or 4 for a character. And each character, it's different. So you'll see like a green slot, or you'll see like a red slot and blue slot. So you can only equip, of course, like the red to the red, the blue to the blue, yellow to yellow. And they're just different ones. Like, the blue ones are mostly for magic, it seems. Red ones are like physical damage, but they all have like different buffs, like +3 dexterity, or +3 intelligence. But there's I can tell there's a ranking system. There's like smaller ones, and there's bigger ones that have just more buffs, and they're just overall more helpful. But it doesn't matter which character you're playing, it's going to be completely random. So that's what kind of sucks about the game, is that you'll play as maybe a mage type like I am, and then I'll get nothing from my character. So yeah, but you can experiment and put it on other characters and be like, oh, this guy is now OP for no reason. Let me go and try him. Maybe he'll be better for you, right? So the game overall is a lot of fun. It's just the perfect addiction loop where it's like, oh man, I need another run. I need another hit. I need to jump back in. So if you need a game like that, it's perfect for right before work. Even though the nights can be a little long, it's almost like 45 minutes at the longest. So, take that into account. But if you want, one good run before work, you have that type of game. Sorry, that was my cat. That's my kitty cat. So Elden Ring, Nightreign, I think it's very good. I've seen a lot of people saying it's a corporate cash grab or something like that. No, I would not say that. Also, later in the game, once you get past the first 2 night bosses, the first 2 Night Lord bosses, you'll be able to unlock, you know, badass armor for your character. So that's what I'm most excited about. Hopefully I can get there. But this game is not a corporate cash grab, in my opinion. This game is just a nice variation of gameplay. They had a colossal game with Elden Ring, and then I can see where they're going with this. They're like, we have so many spells, so many different ashes of war, so many hundreds of weapons. We can just throw it into this, you know, randomized generator, and then every game is just totally different. You can have infinite amounts of fun, you know, in a small space, in a concise gameplay playstyle. I love it. It's good. It's simple, good. It's not like a big game. It's not trying to be a big game. That's not what you should expect. It's not like a full Souls-like game. That's not what it is. This is like just a fun mode where you do one thing, you focus to optimize your character, and you just, you know, try to do the best you can. You get fun rewards at the end, and it's just fun. This is what video games, you know, should be. Fun. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I didn't cover everything, but I'm just put out what I thought was interesting. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and I'm gonna go play more. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.